All right, today we're talking about a sport that's all about brain power just as much as it is about leg power. We are diving deep into foot orienteering, also known as the thinking sport. So let me ask you something. What if a race wasn't about just following a path someone else laid out for you? What if you had to find your own way? Picture it. You're in the middle of a forest, the clock is ticking, but there's no course, no signs, nothing. It's just you, a map, and the will to find that finish line. That is the challenge right at the heart of this sport. And this is what you're hunting for. This little orange and white kite. This is the international symbol for a control point. It's basically the X that marks the spot on a real-life treasure map. Your whole goal is to find a whole series of these, all hidden out there in the wild. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. What is it officially? Well, it's a timed race, right? So speed is definitely a factor. But here's the kicker. It's through unfamiliar terrain. You can't just go practice the course beforehand. And the most crucial part, you're navigating with nothing but a map and a compass, trying to find these control points in a very specific sequence. It's just a pure, raw test of your navigation skills. You know, the rules are actually pretty simple, which is what I love about it. First off, you're on your own. You have to do all the navigating yourself. And check this out. No GPS allowed. None. This is not about following a little blue dot on your phone. It's about actually reading the map, reading the land around you. You have to hit those control points in the right order, and whoever does it the fastest, well, they win. So simple, but man, is it tough. Okay, so we've got the basic idea down, but what's super cool is how this one simple concept gets spun into all these different formats. The sport's not just a one-trick pony. It has all these variations, and each one tests you in a totally different way. So, on one extreme, you've got the long distance. And this is a true mental marathon. I'm talking 90, 100 minutes of just grueling focus. You're making these huge, sweeping route choices through a forest that could save you or lose you minutes at a time. Then, on the total opposite end of the spectrum, you have the sprint. This thing is a wild 12 to 15-minute dash through like a city park or a tricky college campus. It's all about making lightning-fast decisions. One wrong turn, one moment of hesitation, and you've gone from first place to 10th, just like that. And then, sitting right there in the middle, you've got the middle distance. Think of this as the ultimate technical test. It's not really about being the fastest runner or having the most endurance. It's all about razor-sharp, intense focus on the map in super complex terrain. The absolute best athletes get into this crazy flow state of just perfect navigation. But if you make one tiny mistake, one little slip in concentration, boom, you're lost. And we can't forget the relay. This is where things get really exciting because it brings in a team dynamic. It's a mass start, which is just pure, beautiful chaos. You've got teams of 3 or 4, and each person runs a leg, going head-to-head with their competitors. It is so much fun to watch because you can see the lead changing constantly, in real time, all the way down to the final sprint to the finish. So where did this whole crazy idea come from anyway? Well, if you're thinking forests, maps, and compasses, you're probably guessing it has something to do with Scandinavia. And you'd be absolutely right. Its roots go way, way back. I mean, we're talking way back. The very first public competition? That was held in Norway, all the way back in 1897. From there, it started to get more and more organized. Sweden created a national organization for it in 1938, and it just kept growing. Until, by 2001, it was big enough to officially be included in the World Games. That's a pretty cool journey. And that brings us to the world stage. When you get to that level of global competition, who are the ones standing on top of the podium? Who are the best of the best? Well, the pinnacle of the sport, the Super Bowl of orienteering, if you will, is the World Orienteering Championships. It happens every single year, and believe me, this is where legends are made and national pride is on the line. And wow, just look at this. This chart tells you everything you need to know about where the heart of the sport still is. Sweden, Norway, Switzerland, they're just in a totally different league. And you have to ask, why? Well, a lot of it comes down to a deep cultural connection to the outdoors, right? Plus, they have amazing support systems for local clubs. And let's be honest, it's where the sport was born and perfected. It's in their DNA. And for all you data nerds out there, let's look at the hard numbers. This is the all-time medal table. I mean, just look at that gap after the top 3 or 4 nations. It's huge. Sweden with 184 total medals, that is just staggering.
It really shows you how much this sport is a part of their national identity. And of course, you've got their neighbors in Norway right behind them.
Yeah, this quote really says it all, doesn't it? As of 2022, Europe has been dominant. I mean, that's putting it mildly. The sport is definitely global, but the top of the mountain, it's been owned by Europe for sure. So when you boil it all down, orienteering strips away all the modern tech and gets back to the basics: speed, endurance, and maybe most importantly, your own brain. It really just asks one simple, powerful question. You have the map, you have the compass. When it's just you out there against the wild, could you navigate to victory?